So hi guys, we're just starting off bright and early. Both bright and early for the day for streaming, generally speaking. We are off with a bang, as they say. And they do say that. I've heard it, I have it on very good authority. They do say, start with a bang. And that's what we did. That's what we did. Because I was all set up. I've already got basically everything that I need. And I was just sitting here chatting on the intro screen. And there's no reason for that, but now I wish that I had remained because I still want to wait a little bit for people to come in, and we only have so much time on these streams, I have to remember. But there's so much to talk about already, so many grand successes, and I need to start saving some for everyone else. Otherwise, there will not be enough success to go around. But I will do it. I will be the doofus. I will be the doofus. I will also be co-captain chill, so long as the fish is Captain Chill and he never falls asleep. Or then there's autopilot. If there's chill autopilot, I'll be co-captain chill. And then I'll also be success doofus. Because so much is going well today. So we just move the camera a tiny little bit. But yeah, I got my overlays already. I'm such a official little boy. We're starting right away. And I love starting right away. It's wonderful. But I also love the streams where it takes a while to go. Like, there's a certain marvel to Jello Head. And there is no Jello Head today. We got rid of it. And I'll tell you more about that. I'm actually pretty excited by what I figured out. Nope. Nope. I can't tell you about it. I will tell you about it. In video form. You have to wait. You have to wait. But we uncovered something fantastic. It has evolved since then already. So we're not going to linger on it, but you guys have a fun little treat today. It's going to be good. I'm actually really excited about it. So the only thing, though, is I'm accidentally in video mode because I accidentally filmed a video because I was trying out yoga. Oh, I was doing yoga. And I'll tell you more about that in a video. I can just tell you guys whatever you want. But I had a grand theory, right? That I want to spend more time as a kitty cat. And I just, it really stood out to me. Yes, I had Jello Head yesterday, but I so lamented. Were you kidding me? I lamented the heck out of, I can't do this. 1 hour? I can't do this. But there was so much fire and passion, and it was like guided. It was specific. And sometimes when I have a lot of passion, the fire of 1,000 suns, a lot of the times I know that is projected or it comes from outside sources. I don't actually feel that strongly about something. There's more going on. That's usually how it goes. But this one had a different flavor to it. And if that sounds like esoteric or really strange language, I mean, it is, but you have to get pretty good at examining the flavor of one's emotion states in order to make sense of a challenged mind. And this emotion state was pure. This was just, I've gotten used to being a kitty cat and starting my days that way, and the 2-hour thing, it just became routine. It's what got me through the long distance nature of our relationship up until I was able to see the fish, and then after I left, we part ways, and it's just part of what I became so comfortable doing, and I love so very much. Taking that away from me is fine because I have other things to do. Finish my resume, applications, packing, there's more to do. But I want kitty cat time. And if we'll recall from yesterday's stream, I had the grand idea of adding elements of physicality. And then the extension of the idea, because I even said yesterday that I'm going to be cooking on that idea while I'm at work, cooking, and seeing what comes about. What happened is marvelous, and then I tried enacting it this morning, and it is no good, but it does expand. The side quest is not done. Whew. Because I wanted to try doing yoga in virtual reality, because no one can be upset at you for doing yoga and doing stretches, and I have a bad back, so doing stretches is just a good thing anyway. And like doing planks, that's just a good, exercise is good. And doing exercise is a great way to get rid of Jello Head, and that was a problem I had yesterday. And if I was able to do yoga on stream, then I can be on stream for longer, and I can't be mad about it because I'm doing yoga, which is a good thing. I had the idea of stacking all of those things together, and then moments ago, I tried it out. I had on my VR gear, and I did the yoga, and then I had the camera, but I filmed a little bit offline to simulate being on stream to see how it felt. Okay, well, Amelia, you can't listen to the audio, so I'll give you a thumbs up for the audio inclined. Amelia just said hello, but can't, you know. Can't listen, but tuned in anyway, so then I was waving like a madman, and now the yoga story continues. And you guys will see that footage pretty soon. I'm actually really happy with it because it's one of those standard videos where I was trying to do something new and uncomfortable, and we pushed through it and we learned something. A good classic Phineas Former, really pleased with how that came about. And I learned that I cannot do yoga on stream. It's way too much. I wish that I could, but I cannot, and I learned that. But I do have other ideas, and I might... I might give you those ideas later, because they're still cooking. They're still cooking. But I have examinations and ruminations, and that is the experiment, because I like doing all of these streams with experiments. I already had one, which is how does a stream go if I start it doing yoga to get rid of Jello head, and as it turns out, it's marvelous. It's great. Jello head? It's gone. Goodbye, no Jello head. There was too much Jello head yesterday. Never again, because if I start my day with yoga, and possibly as a kitty cat also, skadoosh, you're winning, but not if you're filming also, and there's a video about that. I might try doing yoga with like a virtual reality class. If I can find a morning time slot for me that works out, we will see. But if other boys and girls are doing that and it's not a problem, then that could be a great way for me to gain comfortability in my own virtual physical form in the company of others who don't perceive it as a big deal, thereby robbing it of its mysticism. I love it. So, accidentally uncovered some tremendous things just, an hour ago? 30 minutes ago? It was jam-packed. Phineas Former over here learning nonstop. Nonstop. It never stops. Doom, thanks for the hydrate. Bone-conducting Bluetooth headsets do work great. They are magic. But they're wild. They're fantastic. Bo, welcome on in. Time to hydrate a little bit, and that's good because I had a lot of coffee. Something else I learned, and granted that could be part of Jello head and the eschewance of it. Wrong time to use that word, but it's such a good word. Speaking of eschewance, I might do a little bit of packing today and eschew out which books do I not need. I might start making piles, so that's some good simple progress I can do. Since last night, I made progress on my resume, and that's what I was going to do today, so there's just... You know what? Progress has to be made, which is neither here nor there. But yesterday I did not drink as much coffee. Usually I have like the equivalent of a few, like probably 2 shots of espresso, I'd say. And yesterday my amount of coffee was delayed and did not have that volume. And so I did have that amount of caffeine this morning and a little bit earlier, and then I did yoga also. So we have like, instead of Jello head, hoo boy, we have like an electric head. Sometimes it's like staticky. An electric head's maybe not is always a good thing, but it was a good thing today. A lot of coffee, but because we've had the right amount of coffee, we are going to hydrate, and I foresee it to be the correct amount of hydrate. Sometimes I like bringing you guys with me when I hydrate, but there's no reason that we can't be over here. Aha. So did what we sought out to achieve. Ran my experiment. Now I'm on stream. I didn't actually think I'd get this far. I did think I'd get this far, but I didn't think to this point. So now I'm here, and I guess we're just gonna vibe for a little bit. We got some vibes. We got some background music. It's pretty quiet. Actually, I think it's the right volume. We're doing all right. We're just gonna vibe for like 2 seconds here as I sort out what it is I feel like saying next, because I thought I had way more to say, and actually I don't right now, but that is a-okay. Went to the cinema today, hope you enjoyed. Which film, pray tell? The one I'm excited about is 28 Years Later. Almost watched it in VR a handful of days ago is all, but it was not to be. The film was not available like we thought that it was. So we watched something different instead. We watched Sinners? Was it Sinners? Really good. Really good. Kind of wild. Period. Horror piece. Lovely. Lovely. Only thing is, like, so, because I did start the day with yoga and filming, and I don't love the yoga situation a ton, but I love the filming situation. But because also the yoga helped get rid of some jello head, I was having fun, and I kind of just want to do that some more and get more comfortability. Is Carrie a... Oh, it's fuzzy. I can't work like this. I can't work like this. I can't work like this. Ah. Yeah, man, good things. Yeah, Resonite news, because that's a good way to start a day, is Phineas updates. And we have a few. I gave you my yoga cat in the morning updates, and that went surprisingly well. I'm excited to see where that storyline goes. Storyline, I said the word storyline, and I also want to talk to you guys about the solidification of what it is I have going on this month, because the condensing of Phineas Former to only 1 hour time slot, and the whole, like, oh, if you're under pressure, you can do the pressurized gas, and who boy, do I have a lot. I'm just a pressurized little kitty cat boy. You can do some marvelous things with that, and I figured out what I feel like is going on, what's taking place on accident, what it looks like, and it's something that I had theorized long ago and had been practicing towards, but never had reason to execute the skills which I am now employing because of this condensed time frame of being Phineas Former. I want to talk a little bit about that, or I might, but then again, I did just barely talk through it a little bit, so we will see. Sublimation cat, that is absolutely the case. And it's Phineas all the way down, man. It is Phineas all the way down. We're going to let the word cannon load for just a second, because I said what I just barely said, but I lost the first half of it. So we're going to give it a second, let that load, and then there was something else I wanted to bring up as well. It was updates. So Resonite updates probably is where we'll go. After the word cannon loads just a little bit, the Resonite update portion of the exam will be small, but it does lead into all of the other things that I have in mind. So we'll word cannon and then get to it. I cannot do two things at once, so I cannot dance and word cannon, but I wanted to dance more than word cannon, so I'm going to load the word cannon. I just wanted to move around for 2 seconds because I was doing yoga and I was moving around and I was in such a good mood for that. So now I'm now I'm going to stand still. Now I'm going to stand still for a second, load the word cannon. All right, word cannon loaded. We go Resonite updates, which is going to lead into, if we follow the blueprint, that is, it would lead into updates concerning the very nature and form of what it is we are seeing presently and what I suspect we will be seeing as time goes on. That's where we could head if the blueprint is followed, but we do begin with Resonite updates, which I think will be kept on the short end. Because I'd been saying for a little bit now that I want Resonite streams to be more productions, more of events, and I haven't known what that meant, and I haven't known how to achieve the effects I desire, what to do with Resonite. Like, I haven't known for sure. And my attachment to Resonite has always been kind of tenuous. Other people tend to receive something marvelous from it, and I receive people from it. I like interacting with the people. The program itself sucks balls. It's so hard to control. Last night, I had to do something minor, and I had to struggle to do something minor. It was nuts because I just don't. It does not make sense to me, and I will not talk any more about that because all I talk about is how it doesn't make sense to me to physically control. It's nuts. And as far as the people of Resonite, it's not only of Resonite, the people that I want to interact with, but using Resonite to interact with people. Aha. And I've had a lot of ideas about how to interact with people. As it turns out, I'm on a stream which is people, and I have new and fantastic ways to interact with people in the works. More on that later. I thought that I had more to say about it, and I do, but it's still cooking a little bit. Point being, I do have ideas for how to interact with chat in more interactive and fun ways, and do things together that, first of all, not a lot of other people are doing. I don't even know if anyone's doing it, what I seek to accomplish. But it would be an expression of what I find to be ultimately fun. I know. I have a challenged relationship with fun. I've learned so far, I think I like goofy things. I love words. My favorite parts on stream is after I get a really good idea out, and then I have to go like, wahoo! And I explode out in happy because I got a really good idea out. I love all of my ideas so much. I have fun using my words and expressing my ideas. And I have a lot of fun interacting with people. This I know. It's why I like cities so much. There's just so many people. I love people. Using Resonite to interact with people is how I can have fun within Resonite. It's not about Resonite, it's about using Resonite to access the people. Having this mentality is going to help me feel much more comfortable inside of Resonite, be much more firm with what it is that I need, so I know how to reach out for help with that, because I know what the end goal is, and I haven't really known that for a while. Last night, it came to me with the help of Red, my very good friend, who has other ideas. Things conspired in a fantastic way, and you do have more Resonite on the way. It's going to look a little different than what other people are doing with it, and it's different than what I've tried to do with it, but I think we're onto something pretty cool. So I've been tinkering with Resonite a little bit more frequently lately. I wanted to, and I do want to make tutorial videos for it, stuff like that, but I've just been learning my place with it, which is fascinating because I feel like I do understand my place. Not within Resonite, but I think I understand my place. I think we can slot me into Resonite and maintain my position within myself. But paying respect to myself and what that looks like, and can Resonite help with that? The answer is absolutely. In fact, so entwined is the way that Resonite can help me with it that I've been coming at my position from a Resonite lens. But if I come at Resonite from the lens of myself, I think we should be met with much more success, and I'm looking forward to that. It should be good times. I know what the next subject of conversation is going to be, which is good. Oh, I gotta stop looking at the time remaining on stream. It just stresses me out. It disappoints me every time. Because we only have about 35 minutes left in stream today, and that's not very much time at all. So we're going to get to this other little subject that I know is worth talking about. It's the idea that I had. I've had the idea for a long time, but I realized that I'm already in the middle of it, and I want to talk a little bit about that because it's going to frame out everything you guys are going to be seeing for the next month. Because I know what the month looks like. It looks like this. Concentrated cat, trying to figure out how to be concentrated cat while also figuring out moving and doing applications and making progress on that front. And now also apparently trying to milk out how much time can I get in VR as I and feel worthy. Like I'm not just spending a lot of time on my hobby. How can I combine elements here to get away with hobby work and other things that I just need to be able to accomplish so I can feel correct? And just, it's a matter of stacking things in just the right way. Because there is a lot of pressure, and time is just, there's ways to stack all this. And so far so good. I want to talk a little bit about what that looks like though. Because that's a dedicated slot of time. I haven't figured out precisely what time of the day works out really well. I want to make that a consistent thing also. But today I just had to, we take care of these when we can because that's one of the things we're learning still. I had the idea, oh, this is a little too guided, so we're going to hurry up and finish this out and then probably just sit on the floor and be like a little blob for a little bit because how are we going to be able to get the most kitty cat out of this hour? It's that same old thing I ran into yesterday. We're working on it. But these are going to be good, proper vlogs. Just that whole standard, here's the guy, here's what he's going through, here's the updates on the storylines, along with the expressions of self. And I had always wanted to turn these into productions and hadn't known how to do that. And then how to make a long-standing, you look back on a retrospective and see what it was that you made only after you stacked moments together. I haven't known what that would look like, but I have been practicing the tools of myself required creatively to be able to pull it off. And I realized now that that's kind of accidentally what I've begun, because there's a few storylines. I want to be able to be a cat more frequently, so I started doing yoga and experimented with that. I might try to now join a VR yoga group in the mornings, which no one can be upset about, because that's just a healthy thing to do. And that would be time not filming or being on stream. That would be time for myself doing something that just feels good. And then streaming, which also feels good. And between those, I have additional time in VR, which itself feels really good. Then also, you have the whole application relationship situation. There's a minor update on that too, which is just that I was reminded that long distance is really hard for me. And then between packing and the moving, that's a whole saga too. And that alone is enough content to fill up an hour of tightly packed Phineas Former. And then you've got your interactions, you've got the chat, which I keep up with when I can. Fuzzy is going to be missing the next few weeks, going to be visiting Finland. Good luck to Fuzzy. And that's a lot of fun too, is interacting with people, and then you see the same familiar faces, and it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. I've always said I have a challenged relationship with fun. And the arc that's happening right now is just, I'm having fun, I'm not having enough of it, how can we get out more of it? That's fascinating, and I wanted to mark on it specifically, because also it was the only other thing I wanted to say on my head, is I've theorized that where I'm at now could be possible. Not like, oh, look at me where I'm at, but it's just the storylines, the dedicated time to update and express those storylines. It looks almost exactly like how I thought that it would look, but it happened now out of necessity due to the amount of steam pressure building up, and Phineas Former has to be able to get it out somehow. And I'm choosing a lot of small ways because I just have enough pressure that I might as well be driving what I'm doing. And so far, so good, and it seems also sustainable. I'm tired in ordinary ways, and emotionally, things are going great. So all systems go, and it's just satisfying to see myself employing the years of work to lay the groundwork of what it is which is taking place, and that's more or less what you guys are going to be seeing and why you are seeing what it is that you are seeing. Today's day 3 of having these uploaded and treated just a tiny little bit, and what this has been and will be, even though the mentality I still maintain is strictly to be a cat for an hour. But this is kind of what to expect as this period of time moves on. I wanted to say that so now everyone knows that. But now we're going to be done, I think, talking about things that are serious. I want to be able to just have a little bit more fun. You've come a hell of a long way since trying to sneak into a Halloween party for 30 seconds of applause and hugs. Thank you, Fuzzy. I appreciate that. I really do. I really do. Ah, that's so sweet. I really did, though. I even just barely said, oh, that's so sweet. I barely said, I might join a VR yoga group because that's more time being in VR, and it's social, which is good, and I get to be a cat, and doing something in the company of others for whom it's not a big deal would help show me it's also not a big deal. And I couldn't even go to a Halloween party. I forgot all about that. That's so sweet. Thank you for bringing that to attention, Fuzzy. Gray Fox, and welcome on in. We're going to do a rare sit on floor, and not because we're overwhelmed. We're just going to sit on the floor because I feel like being super cash right now. And I kind of did like that of last stream also, when I kept in mind the framing of things. The, what I look like on the monitor, and just how I identify with myself physically, which is one of the things which did energize me prior to entering into this live stream when I was trying to do yoga, and I was identifying with my physical virtual form. I would like to engage a little bit of that now and just pay respect to, I just want to sit down. It basically is all I said, but there's the mechanics of framing is the new phrasing. Maybe, Fuzzy, maybe. I'm not convinced by that. I'm not convinced by that whatsoever, but, it's whatever. See, one of the other things I lit on in the video I'm going to make today, that I did make today, I just have to edit it, but my style is that editing's not a hard thing to do, is that I compare myself often to my furry brothers and sisters who stream, and let's face it, they're all brothers. I don't really follow a lot of furry, like, there aren't even very many. Anyway, point being, my peers. And I realized how few peers I actually really do have, because how I approach things, I believe, is pretty unique to me. And how do I operate that? That is... What? Stop. But I don't know exactly where that goes. Because if I am going to just be myself, then on occasion, I don't know what I feel like doing. So you just kind of sit on the ground in moments like that. And that's fine. And every now and then in the real world, I would also just kind of like sit on the ground, just kind of like chill. And then you get into question, I'm on a live stream, how do you just... You do nothing? Like what? Why? How? But it's not a problem because I'm expressing myself, but then even now I'm filling in that dead air with words because that's just what I do. I like my words a lot, but I don't know. So that's what we have so far. Very chill moment because we expended all of our stream energy. I had so much I wanted to say, but now I just kind of don't. So I'm just going to go ahead and be silent, let the word cannon load for a little bit, and listen to the background music. Word cannon's getting there. I'm going to talk myself through something here. Give me a sec. Okay. If you don't... The longer you wait to make a decision, the more time you spend in a no-decision space. Life is happening now. Granted, sometimes a present moment can be a moment where nothing is taking place, and that's fine. Right now, I desire nothing. I just want to sit on the floor and vibe for a little bit. That's not a problem. However, time on stream is limited. After this, I have to do like a little bit of editing, which won't take long, and then it's applications and stuff. Like, I don't have much time to be a kitty cat, so I'm certainly allowed to do nothing on stream. That's just not very kitty cat of me. And I want to be more of a kitty cat. I want to be able to look back on this exact moment and be really satisfied with the amount of kitty cat that I had. And if I'm just spending time sitting on the floor like that's just not very kitty cat of me. I have opportunity to like do stuff. I just want to be able to do more things because I want to look back and recognize that more things were done. It's not about what I feel like doing right now necessarily. It might be a little bit more about what I want to look back on and see what had been done. Because then that's stuff I can look back on and be proud of. That's more VOD I can listen to, and it's less VOD I can listen to and be satisfied with if I just have tons of music and then I have to like cut that out, and then my VOD is only 49 minutes instead of 51 or whatever minutes, right? Like, I want more kitty cat than that, and I have it arranged. So like, it's expedient, I hate that language, to chop up what I have into small micro VODs. Here's the 4 minutes I was talking about the Quest Pro, but that's just useful for a lot of reasons, and that's something even I enjoy having. So in a moment like this, where there's nothing I really want to do, I could do nothing and preserve the nothing moment, and there's something to be said for that, because if what your body is craving is nothing, I like sometimes to grant myself that nothing, in which case, alright, we sit on the floor. And then, even just now, I sat on the floor for probably, 40 seconds doing nothing. And then I realized, hold up, I'm doing nothing. I gotta start doing something. And then I started doing this, which was talking myself through the doing nothing versus the doing anything mentality. And started to get a little bit energized because I was doing so much nothing, and I realized I'm wasting... come on, buddy, what do you... Stop doing nothing. Come on, you gotta... I don't want to do nothing. I don't want to accomplish nothing. But then my body is no, my mind. I was like, well, you said you didn't want to do anything, so you sat on the floor and did nothing. And if I had gone a partial step, I was like, I'm going to do something, I'm going to vamp a little bit, we have to do something, then I would never have reached the point of wanting to do something because I was putting off doing nothing because I felt like nothing was not an option. I executed nothing actively. I hated it. And now we move on to something else. I think and something that we did move on to is just me talking my way through this, which is neither here nor there. I just wanted to bring up the logic that goes into actively performing nothing, because there is something to be said there. And it's fascinating to consider, because if only being a cat in VR was the objective, then I'm achieving it now. But what I'm achieving is sitting on my floor doing nothing, except for now I'm like vamping about the doing nothingness. And if that's what I was achieving, then being in VR is not necessary to achieve sitting on the floor and accomplishing nothing. And I do mean accomplishing nothing, more like the meditation. We're just going to sit and allow nothing to occur. That's what is being attempted to take place. I'm just talking through it instead. I don't think it has to be one or the other. I'm stuck here somehow, because I just put forth a proposition of two extremes. Either I want to be a kitty cat and am therefore experiencing success, but I'm not doing anything in my kitty cat form, or I am accomplishing nothing as a human. I'm in lots of VR gear, but I'm still just sitting on the floor accomplishing nothing, which is a success, but being a cat is not necessary. It could be both somehow, perhaps, and that's something I'm working on now, is maybe like a marriage of selves, and I think that's what yoga might help me do in the mornings, is spending more time dedicatedly just with my physical shape. I move around, I look down, this is me. Like, I think there's something to be said here. And I don't know exactly what, but everything that's just happened right now, the past 20 minutes, I think exemplifies what it is I desire to learn, which is, am I myself? Am I being a cat? The answer is yes, and it's not one or the other, and somehow there's a separation in there, and I think I wish to correct that. That's kind of where we're headed. I do have one idea. We're going to stand up and see if we can enact my idea. I don't know if it'll work or not, so I'm going to stand up and see if it even feels correct to begin pursuing my idea. But it might be, because we have not too much time left in stream, and we might as well run a final experiment here at the end of our day. Because kitty cat time is, unfortunately... Whoop, stand up. Stand up. There we go. It's limited. And we sat and did nothing. And then this morning, we did a little bit. I talked about the things I wanted to talk about. I think we're a little bit askew. That's okay, though. I kind of like this framing. Yeah, things are going okay. But we might do... How much time do we even have left on stream? A good 15 minutes. Roasting some potatoes, frying up some bean and cheese sausages. No eggs, so it's not real food. Sips tea. You know what? That's okay. Every now and then that has to be okay. So I have the idea of doing a little TED Talk redeem. I had that idea yesterday, I think. Maybe the day before. And it's an idea that I've kind of had before a little bit. So if anyone here in chat, and if it would be a redeem, and part of the idea is because I do want to raise money for my move soon. So if I could do TED Talk redeems, I would want it to be like limit one per user using points, because you guys don't have anything to use points on. And then there could be one that would be like 500 bits. You could do a TED Talk also. It would be TED Talk Tuesday, because that's a day off. And you deserve to be able to have fun on your days off. And I love streaming and being a kitty cat boy. And I think just doing TED Talks for a whole bunch of time, and just, oh, you want a TED Talk? Here's 5 minutes for your TED Talk, sir. That sounds like it would be a lot of fun. So if anyone in chat has an idea for a TED Talk, something that like a subject or a question, and I could give it a 5-minute go, and we'll just see what it's like. I don't know for sure how I feel about that, but that is one of the experiments I thought I might as well run while I'm being a kitty cat and not doing anything else. Except for like lightly moving around, because I like this framing. Which is something else I think is a little bit more casual, a little bit fun. Sometimes I try and do perambulate cam to take myself less seriously, but right now the frame is a little bit askew, and you guys are just arranged differently. And it feels a little bit more cute. And I like feeling a little bit more cute right now for the audio inclined of us. I'm just like minor swaying around. The camera's in a bit more of a different position than normal. It's nothing major, but it is enough to help feel a little bit more like satisfied with being a kitty cat boy. And I might spawn a mirror as well, so I can look down and see myself a little bit better. I'm figuring out more about ways to engage physically with the stream as well as just with myself. what do I think of 3D printing? So if we were going to do a TED Talk, making the Redeem generate a TED Talk studio around you when it happens, red TED Talks in the background, circular red carpet scrambling on spot stage by lighting, etc. I do want to do more things in Resonite, more of these in Resonite, and it would be a Resonite thing. Absolutely. So we could do that. What do I think of 3D printing? I don't know if I want to run that experiment or not. I could do 5 minutes on 3D printing. If I did 5 minutes on 3D printing, that might be something. I'll think about it, because right now it doesn't feel like TED Talk Tuesday. And I thought, like, oh, we could try TED Talk Tuesday. And it's like, I only have, what is that, like 15 minutes left on stream. And I think an impromptu TED Talk might be a lot right now. As far as just answering the question, though, because I feel like I teased you, so I might as well talk about 3D printing a little bit. I think it's really cool. I remember when it was a brand new thing forever ago, and it was just kind of like theorized, and it was technically possible, but the machines cost tons and tons of money, and it was completely hobbyist enthusiast, but to a non-practical degree. And I love that right now I could just like buy one and have one. And it's crazy to think that there's parts that, like, I need a way to attach a Vive tracker to shoelaces, and you could just easily 3D print a little thing that would do that. And being able to just 3D print little things, that's really cool. So big fan of 3D printing, and that's my thoughts on it. But if that was a TED Talk Redeem, I would actually like, if it was TED Talk Tuesday. So that's something I'll have to figure out a little bit later on. Because that's an idea that I do have right now, throwing it out casually in this stream. Oh, and that's something important too, I think I lit upon. So that was actually very helpful. I'm glad that we thought about trying it out, and then I felt like, oh, actually it doesn't feel good right now, but we tried it out. That's really important, because that's what I did with my yoga this morning too, is I tried it out, I made a little video about it, it didn't feel good, but I found more of a solution. So even something like TED Talk Tuesday has to happen in Resonite, because that's more of an interactive situation. And right here, this is more of your kitty cat. I have 1 hour to just do updates and just be a kitty cat. And keeping those separate is very fascinating. I didn't realize how important it was. I didn't realize I am a hydrate behind. And by saying that, I'm probably going to be an additional hydrate behind after this. So I got to hydrate, and then stream's only for like another 10 minutes. But I said everything that I'm pretty happy with saying. We got a little bit of minor philosophy out. We got a little bit of serious out. A little bit of nothing out. We haven't had any silly. We have not had any silly. We have had some movement. Movement's good. We haven't had any, like, ooh-woo moments, but that's okay. We don't always need to have ooh-woo moments. I do feel like playing a game for a little bit. I don't know what that would look like, but that's something that I think would be fun. I mean, there's a pool table here. We could go to, like, the world of sound for a little bit. And it's actually really cool. Right now, I'm recognizing I'm at the end of stream, and I want to be able to, like, do something that's kind of fun. Don't tell anyone that I want to have a little bit of fun. But that's very streamerly stuff. That is just very... Hey guys, we're here for another what do you want to do today? And that's super streamer. That is super streamer. And for a long time I was worried about having those kind of chops and being a streamer. And it's like, well, the language, I can see where it comes from, but I think using those words to apply to the situation might be a little bit missing the point. It's not being streamerly, it's I've given myself 1 hour to be this, to be able to do this, which is just my hobby, something I find a lot of fulfillment from. And so long as I'm here, I want to maximize that hour and have as much fun and enjoy it as much as I can. And having an activity is kind of fun. And I never realized that the reason streamers do activities could be because it's fun to do activities. I never put that together. And I think I uncovered it. And I think I should spread the word. I think more people should know about it. Because I think there might be something to it. I think everyone would just... I think there's something good to be had here. So, good thoughts all around. Also, though, speaking of Monday, I had a ton of fun at last karaoke. And this will be fun, too, because I was so distraught I had technical difficulties. We're going to move, actually, a little bit. So, here's what I'm saying. Is on Monday was... karaoke day. Oh, for the visual or for the audio inclined, I'm like moving around the frame again. which is distracting for the visually inclined of us. But now we are here, we have found the framing that we enjoy. We are also still not having our auto level on, but it's more personal this way, and that's just what I've decided to do. Yeah, karaoke was on Monday. It always is. And I thoroughly enjoyed it because it's just always a really good time. But that's when I was still visiting the fish, and I was having technical difficulties, so I missed my first song. And I had to wait a whole bunch of people because it was busy, and it was my turn, but I had the wrong link copied, and so then I had to like exit stage to figure that out, and the laptop was in the wrong position, so it just took me a long time to find the link, and then I had to wait in line again, and then there was other factors based on like, because I've been limiting myself to just 3 drinks, so I'm not just being a crazy boy, and that's like everything in moderation, right? And so based on the cadence of like, I had a drink, so I was going to sing a song and then have another drink after some water. And then it was like a big deal that I had technical difficulties and missed out on my first opportunity to sing. I only ended up singing twice, and I had 3 songs lined up. I was going to maybe do a 4th one, but I only got 2 songs in. And that's okay. And actually it went super duper well, because the first song, well, I kind of got 3 because I also did a surprise duet, which was Dr. Horrible's My Eyes, which is so much fun, because Rain likes that song a lot, and we basically did a karaoke, like a duet of it last time, because a few months ago, chose that song, and Rain was right there on the front row singing Felicia Day's part, and I was singing the whole song. And so this time, Rain chose the song, but then said, hey, do you want to come do the duet? And so it was fun. And then Nyx, I think, said like, oh, I got chills on that one. It was a lot of fun. So I did get to sing 3 times at karaoke on Monday. And the first song, while it was delayed, was one of my very favorite songs from The Killers. It was For Reasons Unknown. And I think I just crushed it. And there was a lot of applause, and it went really well. And so I was initially really upset that I missed my first time slot to technical difficulties, and Fish had to sit next to me, and he's like, are you gonna be okay? Just my head was all over the place. And actually the night turned out absolutely marvelous for so many reasons, including the cadence of all of the songs, because even if I didn't get as much in as I wanted to, what I did get in went really well. And even there were some glitches in there. People were joining, and just there was a lot of stuttering. So when there's stuttering in the world, your video will hitch a little, but you need to sing as though it was not having hitches, because that's just how the performance of the thing goes. And so it got bad enough at one point. It's like, look, just go. You know this song by heart. Send it. There is no video. Like, just go, go, go. Now is the time. And then just all in on it. And then we had a conversation about that after with a bunch of people in the back of the room. It went really well. It was a lot of fun. And that's my karaoke story. And I'm excited to share that in particular because Spec only has the perspective of how like the whole night went. Including that I was really distressed for the first like 30 minutes of it, 30 or 40 even, because I was upset with my technical difficulties. But actually the entire night went super duper well, including technical difficulties included, because how the first song went, how the cadence of the entire night went, it was an awesome night. And I wanted to make sure that everyone knows, including myself and including Dearest Fish, that it went really well. So I wanted to share a karaoke story that was important to do. Pretty much it. We're at about the 1 hour mark, and I've got like 3, maybe 4 minutes left in stream. And then I have some video to edit, including bonus video that I took during an attempted yoga period of time. And then this, I think, will chop up nice enough, which again will not take very long. And then I just have more to do today, but I know what to do, when to do, how to do it, and I work at my normal time at my human job. So yesterday was a little bit scrunched for time, and today is a normal time. So should be a good day, but we only have 3 minutes or so. I noticed your stream audio is way better than in-world with you, absolutely. But that is definitely because in-world, having the mic is just one added layer of challenge, and interestingly, having eye and face tracking, and it used to be a bigger deal with the open face design of the Quest Pro. Now that I have the full light blocker, it feels a lot more fluid and nice to be able to use it. But the more set up I am for filming and productions, the less attached I am to the physical environment. And I'm not going to film something if I don't have my good microphone equipped. So specifically not using my good microphone in the day-to-day operations of existing in Resonite helps me be more present in Resonite because I know, oh, surprise filming, I'm going to make a video about that. That's not on the table. So maybe actually I'd be happier if I did have that on the table. JJ, welcome on back. I've got bad news for you. We're right about to be done. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. But we hit our hour mark, and I can't... Oh, I'm so sorry. Oh no, because you're back and you seemed excited about yesterday, and we're about to close out. I'm so sorry. Oh no. But we hit our 1 hour mark, and that's all that we have time for these days. I'm so sorry. I know, I'm so sorry. What I will say is lately I've been packaging these up because just watching a Twitch VOD can sometimes be a little bit challenging because when you get into a period where the streamer is interacting with chat specifically, it's a little bit hard to listen to that and you don't know, do I have to skip forward 30 seconds, 5 minutes? How long will this pause take? So I have been treating the VODs into more watchable just segments because 1 hour of stream can chop into about 50 minutes, typically is how it goes. And those are on my YouTube channel, Phineas Former Longer, the longer form. And so I've been doing that after a stream. I'll make that and upload it usually a few hours after. So if you want to catch up on what was said, but you don't want to just watch the Twitch VOD, which the Twitch VOD itself would be absolutely fine, I'm sure, you could do that. And that would be on the other channel. So, that's just one of the things now. So you missed the whole thing, but a few hours from now will be the whole thing, not in VOD form, but then of course like 10 minutes from now will be the whole thing in VOD form also. As far as what we learned today, not much. I gave a few updates about my physical. I want to be doing yoga in the mornings and not on camera because that's a new way to help identify with my physical form so I can look down and feel more like myself in my position, because emotionally and spiritually I feel rather in line with Phineas Former, but physically there's something missing there, and I think bringing more physical attachment to this form will help me feel physically attached to my human form, which might help inform my position in the world around me, something kind of like that. So we're working on that, along with some other thoughts that I had about what these streams are going to turn into in the long run, because these are going to be a very consistent thread, including different storylines which are going to carry through, and then for a little bit we were doing nothing, and I had thoughts about that too. That's what the stream was. That's what we learned, and that's a recap at the end of the stream. And now it's been an hour and a minute, and it's basically time to be done, and that is... Man, doing these for only an hour is going to be killer, but I think that we're getting a little bit better at being really satisfied with what we have. That's really good. All depends on how much of an essay I write. Wahoo. So, I think that's what we got. Believe you me, JJ, I would love to be here for longer as well. And in the past I have been, and I will be again. Soon, I promise, but right now we just have a limited amount of Phineas Former for us, but we still have more than we have had in recent times. So, it's a little bit strange. A little bit of a strange world that we live in. But there will be more about this time tomorrow. I'm still figuring out if I want to do this at like 8 o'clock my time, 9 o'clock my time, because whatever I want to do is, you know, consistency I strive for, but I'm still in the realm of figuring out other elements of consistency, including what it's like to treat these VODs at the end, and so it's more important just like get it out, have time to stack around, because again, I have a lot of moving and packing to do and a job to apply to, and I don't know if that's going to take moments or hours, because every job is different. So here we go. Time to close out the stream. It's been real. It's been fun. It's been real fun. About the same time tomorrow. Hasty sign off. But that's what it's got to be. You hate to see it. I'll do a final hydrate. Because I think I am a hydrate behind still. So we're going to hydrate. And there we go. Consistently inconsistent, baby. That's the secret. I'll talk to you kitty cats later.